Hello? Can you hear me now? Oh, now it's detecting. Oh my gosh. So, to bring it back to the question, how's it going? It's not going too well. It's not going too well. Because OBS crashed when I started the stream, and then I rebooted it normally, and it went back to my default settings. It did not detect my microphone, and I did not know up until you said anything. So for the better part of 20 minutes, I had no idea my microphone was not working. Happy Monday! You have to have a sense of humor, otherwise you're gonna cry. Mostly. How's the art going? It looks wonderful. Oh, the art is going well, actually. It was Saturday? Yes, I spent Saturday working on this because I ran into a small issue where the grayscale was not working. So I went back, fixed that, and then all the colors are popping out as they should. I am currently working on one layer, so I'm painting over everything. And then I think I'm just gonna adjust like that. I'm just gonna use one paintbrush and the eyedropper tool to kind of like paint over the lines I have. So it looks a bit, you know, like painterly style. And it's gonna blend most of these sketch lines. I think I want to blend some red into the back of the hair here. Thanks for the hearts. Thank you for your support. I think I have to go back and do some... what's it called? Reflected colors? So what that is essentially... the way that light bounces off of certain objects, the color gets reflected back into other objects. So for example, her horn, the color red would get reflected back into her hair in a sense. So I need to do that in a separate layer. After this, what are you going to do? What are you going to work on next? That's a good question. I think I want to go back to my sketch backlog. Not really backlog, like it's all the sketches I've done so far, and I want to pick one that I want to color, but I don't know which one I want to do next. Maybe since I made a lot of head portraits, I'll color a head. But I'm not quite sure. I haven't like pick a character yet. I haven't picked a person I want to work on next. But I do want to paint more. That's the reason why I had so many sketch streams, so that I have something to go back to paint on. Instead of just like keep sketching and sketching and sketching and not doing much coloring, it would make sense to just front load everything with sketches, go back and paint over it. Yes, that's the idea. So I think in the future, if I run out of sketches, I'll have to do that all over again, where I sketch something else for a bit and then make another backlog to paint onto. 'Cause I've made a lot of sketches. And most of them seem worth coloring, to be honest. Especially the cowboy shots. Cowboy portraits, I should say. If you understand what that term means. Oh, a cowboy portrait comes from the term where all the way back in the cowboy era of America, they would take a photo of you from essentially the top of your hat to the top of your thighs. That was a cowboy portrait. So that's what a cowboy portrait is. Basically the top of your head up to the top of your thigh. Okay, I learn something new almost every day. It's not a term people use a lot, but it is like a best descriptor of what it is based on its origin point. I'm gonna have to blend a lot in this ear. I realize there's not much red. I think that's the color I'm looking for. Yeah. Let's see, I need that color over here too. I'm wondering if this is looking right. Changes are kind of subtle on the ear. I don't know if I want to go through every minute detail. 'Cause I don't want to be like meticulous about this. I just want to look, you know, nice. At least a little bit clean, at least. I think some of the best modern painters aren't too clean. Unless, like, you know, you're Italian. Something about Italian painters, like a league in their own. Understandable, yeah. I think Clip Studio Paint might be struggling a little bit because I'm recording this as a time lapse. And it's... that recording's getting, like, bloated, I think. It's lagging every time I save. You know, now that I think about it, maybe the next thing I paint will be a head. Because there's less detail in that. This is technically a bust portrait because it includes her chest. So that's the different types of portraits. There's head, bust, cowboy, I believe full. Probably should have done this better. The shapes of these earrings are weirdly inconsistent. I guess that's why I'm choosing to paint over it. Because that's the way you can, like, change things. Just... This is why, I think doing this is kind of more superior to line art, to be honest. Because line art, you're just confined to the line art you did. But if you paint over things, you can change it however you wish. Also, line art kind of frustrates me in a way because of that. You said you need some practice with line art. Yeah. I mean, if you want to learn how to do line art very well, you should look at the way professional comic book artists do it. They do the best line art. Basically the thickness of it. Yeah, exactly. You should look how the professionals do it. Because they're like the kings and queens of line arts. Now that I think about it, I would recommend... Let's see, what was his name? Oh yeah, they do crazy details with it. Yeah, exactly. If you don't mind going to YouTube to look at them, I believe his name is David Finch. He's a comic book artist, and his line art is insane. Like, the way he uses a real pen is very intimidating. Like, the way, like, he just makes almost no mistakes is crazy. Crazy good. Take a look? Yeah. I highly recommend it. David Finch. Maybe I can write it in the chat. Actually, maybe I can link it instead. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. I'm gonna find a video specifically about line art, maybe? Yeah, here it is. Line weights. So that goes to one specific video. It's called Why You Need to Learn How to Use Line Weights. You're welcome. And line weights is essentially the thickness or the thinness of your line art. And since you said you need to work on the thickness of your line art, that would be the correct one to go look at. It's about a year old, but it's still valuable information. He also teaches on this on his YouTube channel. He has a lot of like how to draw mouths, how to draw clothing, how to draw heads. But I think nowadays he mostly does... Well, when he's not doing anything else, he would do a live stream. He used to have a thing called... What was it called? Monday Night Draw. That's what was it called. Every Monday he would draw something. So yeah, I'm just gonna copy a link to his YouTube channel. There you go. Guess you can go back, look how he does it, and work from there. Actually, I should take a look at how he draws clothing, because that looks kind of useful, to be honest. You appreciate it? Yeah, I appreciate helping people. I like helping people. It's nice. Well, I'm not gonna say it's free to help people, but it does give you a really good feeling to help people. Yeah, I think when I'm done with this, I'm gonna have to like add some more detail, like more lighting, more shading. I need a darker color. I never know how to like how shiny I want to make gold. Because there's a difference between scuffed gold and like really pristine gold. And I only seen the pristine. That's the one I know how to paint. Right, I gotta continue with the hair. Since I've like spent so much time on that ear. Dang it. Let's see. I'm gonna let some light back here because it makes the most sense. The light wouldn't reach here because it's going towards a dark spot. Also, light here would be a bit dull. I'm just gonna like do a slight blending of that. You know, the great thing about the sketch lines I left behind, they create their own sense of shadow. So I don't want to blend it all. I don't want to erase most of it. Because it's helping me a lot. Because I'm using a brush that essentially is a water brush, it's gonna just push some stuff around like that. It pushes colors around. So it's like blending as I go. Interesting, yeah. This is why learning what your tools do is important, because you can utilize it as much as you do. If I had to do this again, I think sketching with a paintbrush would have made more sense because the blending would have been a lot better. But sketching with a paintbrush is a bit dicey because a paintbrush is more dense in color. So spreading that color around would be a bit messier, and I think it would take me too long. That's essentially why I use the pencil. Because the pencil is like kind of grainy, you can see there's some texture here and around here too. So that doesn't get in the way as much. It still blends, but it's not gonna take me forever to blend it out. Like it sort of erases, but not completely. I realized the strokes I placed before, they don't look very good. I need a darker color here. Alright. I'm gonna move back up and then over. Now I'm gonna be over here. I think I'm gonna be doing that a lot. I'm gonna be going up and then down and up and then down. think that looks a bit realistic. I'll put more light over here. Oh, I don't want to cover that actually. Oops, I bumped my mic. Sorry about that. Ow, ow. My elbow. Ooh, elbow hurts. I'm okay, I guess I'm just overworking my arm a bit. What happened? It's just when you use your joints too much, like all in without a break, they start to hurt. So let's say like you've been writing for like 2 hours, your fingers are gonna hurt. That's what I'm feeling right now. Because I was doing something else with my arms, my elbow kind of hurts. I wonder if this is a bit too bright. I may have to tone it down a little bit. Yeah, it's a lot more toned down now. Okay. Oh, freezing. Hello. God, I'm home finally. Welcome back. Welcome back and good morning. It's still morning here. Nice that it seems I at least caught the tail end of this stream. Tail end? What? I'm not going away yet. I know it's been like an hour, but I'm gonna go a little bit longer because I had some technical difficulties before and that cost me a little bit of time, so I'm just gonna work a bit longer here. Yeah, I did start an hour ago, but I'm not far from over. I'm not done yet. I plan on going for at least another hour. So I might stop around noon-ish. Oh, you know what? I think some of this should be in light. The front part here, these front hairs should be in light. There you go. You know, I'm not sure if I'll be able to finish this here on live stream, but I do want to finish it eventually, so I may have to work this offline. Like, work a bit offline, and if there's anything still left, I'll continue it in the live stream. Like I did this past weekend. I know that's how some artists do it, especially those who have to paint for a long time. Those who spend like a full week on their art and still want to live stream some of it. Let's see. Just doing some course correcting here. Oh gosh, I think I made a mistake here. Yeah, the collarbone looks a little weird. May have to hide it. Go back to the neck since I'm in this region anyway. Deal with the shadows there, as well as the necklaces. That needs to be cleaned up. Yeah, this should be higher. Also, I'm pretty sure I need to blend this shadow shape. Maybe? Maybe I shouldn't, actually. Because then you wouldn't know what this is. Maybe it needs to be blended on the bottom. That needs a bit more red. A little bit more red. A bit of red here as well. I'm gonna use my blend tool. Blend in all that red I added in. I think the shapes are a bit clean, but that's actually good. That's a good sign. Because collarbones are very pointed and hard. They need to be distinct in shape. In fact, I think I want to add some light to the top of this. There we go. That's right. Yeah, all bony shapes should have sharp cast shadows. Had fun being here, gotta go now. Enjoy the rest of your stream. Okay, take care, Black Taurus. Thanks for staying with me. Hope to see you again soon. Stay safe out there. See, I know I'm not talking that much, but I'm in focus mode. Should use this color. Need this color. Oh, hello, chicken lover. Welcome to the stream. I'm painting, just like you wanted. You love colors? I love colors too. Thing is, like, colors takes a long time. But now that my backlog is pretty robust, I can go back and color. I'm gonna go back and color the best sketches that I've done so far. Well, done so far on the channel. Go back and color all those. Some of them are not like bangers, but that's okay. They can't all be perfect. What app am I using? This is Clip Studio Paint Pro. It's the original one, it's not the subscription one. I never updated to that version, and I never will. I think this is turning out well, actually. The dropper tool to paint, very useful here. I think for those who are joining now, I made a mention that like line art is way too restrictive, especially when it comes to coloring, because you would have to place in your colors, place in your renders, and then after the fact you would have to make adjustments. But I'm just painting all in this one layer here that I'm showing over here, and it's much more liberating, to be honest. Like, I can see all the mistakes I left behind in my sketch layer, and I can just like paint right over that. I'm also using just the default dense watercolor brush, which naturally kind of blends stuff around anyway. More. How long does it take you to draw your drawings? It depends on the... It depends on the size. Mostly it depends on the size. It also depends on what I'm drawing. So, if I were to go back to, I guess, my live streams... One moment, let me bring up the channel. So, if I were to, like, go to, like, a past sketch, it takes about an hour and a half to sketch something. 2 hours if it's a bigger picture. That's if I'm not like talking or taking breaks. If I were to draw on my own, I probably can draw a bit faster. So it's roughly an hour and a half to 2 hours to sketch. But for painting, it's much longer. Mostly because I'm using a new technique, a technique I've never used before, which is grayscale to coloring. Because I kind of suck at coloring, even though I've been told my coloring techniques has been pretty good. But I think back then I still would look at it and be like, I wish I could have done that better. So it didn't really matter how much compliments I got in the past, like I didn't like what I was making. So I'm just using a new technique, which kinda sorta saves time, but not really. Oh wow, yeah, I am my own worst critic, which I kinda have to be because I think people are just afraid of critiquing in general. Which is understandable, you don't want to step on people's toes, but like, sometimes constructive criticism is very important, especially if you want someone to improve. I think I would have improved a lot faster if I'd gotten that constructive criticism sooner. But I guess that's what happens when you just become really unhappy with your own stuff. You just look for ways to make it better. Don't worry, me too. Yeah. See, you get it. Yep. Check. Yep. I'm bad at criticism, okay? The thing is, like, it's understandable when people are bad at critiquing someone's work, but if you were to, like, say it in an objective way, people are gonna feel bad about it if you... Even if it's, like, the total truth, people are just gonna, like, get their feelings hurt, but the thing about the truth is that it's the hard truth. It's a whole cold truth. It's not meant to, like, cater to your feelings. This is kind of like the reason why I took my art journey into my own hands and sought professional critique in a way. And look, I grew exponentially faster in about 2 to 3 years time because of that. Like, imagine if I, like, gotten critiqued way sooner than that. I should look on these holes. This music makes me feel like it's an interrogation. Okay. I've probably been entirely too soft in the past, way too concerned about putting you off drawing more. The thing is, I put myself off drawing more. So I don't think you would have done anything to hurt that baseline in general. Maybe you just got, like, I was so frustrated back then because I couldn't find my art style, mostly, but I couldn't have an art style if my foundation of art was just so crummy, you know? Don't worry, me too. Yeah, you didn't kind of slide into art style like I did. You're still finding yours to an extent. Yeah, basically. I think for a long time I just didn't know what I wanted. And that was the problem. I just didn't know what I wanted. I didn't know what I was looking for, so I just tried on all these hats. And not much of them fit. But I think I found the hats I've been looking for. Metaphorically speaking. Let's see. So I think what I was looking for was to be able to sketch in a certain way and to paint in a certain way. And by combining both those aspects, I can create an art style. I have to go back up to the top of her head, but I just want to like get rid of this spot of sketch pencil in here. Reason says you need to get back into streaming art again. Okay. You're gonna go back on Artfol? I know you like streaming there. Oh, maybe? Let's go back up to the top of the head. Sorry, I'm a little bit behind on the chat. Or if not, streaming in general purposes. Ah, yeah. Chicken Lover says, I have to go, but I love the art. Keep doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, Chicken Lover. Have a good rest of your day. Okay, freezing. Oh yes, because I can be... You can be horny there. Be a bad idea to try the same thing on Twitch. Well, considering Twitch's history of terrible behavior, And considering how small your channel is, you can probably get away with it. Because your channel would be so small, people are not going to find you on Twitch. They would have to go looking. And then they would have to report you, but I don't know. I suppose Twitch has been kind of inconsistent when it comes to streaming horny stuff lately, so who knows. Yeah, exactly. I need to take a small bathroom break because I've been drinking water, so I'm not thirsty during my streams. So, BRB. I'm back. Water. Some more water. that. Thank you. I'm just taking a look at what I've done so far. It's mostly her head and her neck. So what I've done so far was this part of her body and a little bit of her mouth. That's all I've done so far for the past hour and a half. Oof. I think that's okay. Because I've been doing a whole top to bottom thing, but I didn't go to her sleeve, which I should have done. So I'm gonna go to her sleeve to continue the pattern at least. Not just her sleeve. This side of her body, I should just say. This side of her body should be fine-tuned. I think there should be a shadow. I need to introduce some more light here. Not too much. There we go. Oh, freezing since you were out in the beginning of the stream. Well, beginning of the stream, I basically lost like 20 minutes of audio because OBS was being a silly, and I had that previous crash. Then there was the question of what else I'm gonna do after I do Seiren, and my idea is that since I have a backlog of basically blank sketches, I'm just gonna paint those. I'm just gonna go back and paint those, and yeah, that just makes sense to me. I have all these sketches that could be painted. Well, not all of them should be painted, to be honest, but I have all these paintings that, all these sketches that could be done on the stream now. Sounds like a plan, yeah. Sounds like a good plan. Actually, especially since I want to keep doing the whole grayscale thing. Now that I've learned a lot from Seiren and her grayscale. Actually, I don't think you got a chance to see it because you were out for so long. I'm just gonna hide this momentarily. So this was her initial grayscale. This is the initial grayscale. And then I had to fine-tune it again. And then I had to fine-tune it again because the skin was not light enough to pick up the colors. So that's what I had to do in order to like get it to work. And then once I did that, I added a color layer, and now I've merged all of this together and I'm painting over everything. I think this is bit too much, possibly. Might have to introduce some light back into that specific piece. Looking at her color so far, wondering if her complexion couldn't be rosier. Yes, I agree. I'm gonna introduce more color once I get back to her face. I put some color in her face, but it didn't pop out as much as I like. So I'm gonna pop that in as I go over it. Like, there's some rosiness, but it didn't pop out very well. And you kind of see some bit of a gradient, but it's not bright enough. So I'm gonna go back and go over that. Like I said, this is the part where I paint over everything and essentially like add more lighting or more shading or more color, different color. And I think in a new layer, the reflective colors, because, you know, all these bright colors are going to reflect off each other in some way, into the shadow at least. Also, I don't think I like the color of her lips a bit. So yeah, there's going to be a lot of adjustments once I'm done, I guess, cleaning up parts of her. And then the better details will come in. This is basically the somewhat cleanup stage of the painting. So basically getting the flat colors down on top of the grayscale. Yeah, basically. So I had my grayscale, then I had to put in all the shadows, then merge that all down, and then get all her actual colors onto that into a color folder, because there's a actual mode in either a layer or a folder called color. That's essentially like, basically it'll just place all your colors onto your previous layers. However, it's a bit bright. So it's either a bit bright or it makes your colors a bit muted, so your grayscale needs to be really good for the color to take. That's why I had to like redo my grayscale like, I don't know, 2 to 3 times on Saturday and a little bit on Sunday. Because it wasn't taking in specifically the color of her skin. That's why the color of her skin still looks a little bit muted, like it needs more rosiness in her skin. Oh yeah, I need to add more detail on her sleeves. That's the last part I have to do. Yeah, skin will be mostly negative impacted by grayscale underneath. Oh, it depends. It really depends. Like, let's say you took an artist that you liked and you really liked the way they color, right? Let's say you took a picture that they made that's finished and you threw it up in your program of choice. and then you duplicated that and put that under a grayscale gradient, and it would show you how it looks in grayscale. So what I did on, I think it was Sunday? Maybe it was Sunday evening, or it was before the stream. I put Leduc's picture of W into a grayscale, and I realized that her skin was like very light in grayscale, and mine was not light enough. So I had to adjust the grayscale of the skin to make it so that the skin would take. It's just that the rosiness has to come in later. That's like a top painting issue. Some light in there. Maybe a little bit. Whoops. What? So I'm just thinking, like, once I've mastered grayscale, like, I will eventually not need it anymore, essentially. That's the idea, but grayscale painting or grayscale penciling really is a good idea if you don't know how to shade or don't know how to render very well, which has been my problem for many a year. Because I've been mostly like copying other people without understanding how they did it. That's in itself is also frustrating. But I've watched other people's streams, I've watched other people's demos, and I think I get a feel of how they work. Except for the person that I want to follow the most, which is Leduc themselves. And it sucks because I want to know how they do it. Mostly because they paint really beautifully, but they also paint and draw realistically. Like, I've seen their Spider-Man fan art. It's very evident that they know how to draw real people and paint real people. So that's like the type of person I want to follow. And it's not just like I want to draw new real people. Like, I am working on that, but I want to do it well every time, all the time, basically. Hmm. Drippy lights. Taking a look at the clock. About half hour left on the stream, not on the painting. Half hour left. Oh, I have to remember to periodically save, but saving is actually the longest part because of the recorded time lapse. Okay. That didn't seem too bad. I want this to shrink too much. Ugh. I like this blending over here. Okay. Also, I think I'm gonna have to, like, go back on a new layer once this one's been cleaned up and add some reflected light. Reflected colored shadows, which is also based in reality, but also makes the painting look really nice. Let's blur that out. Okay, this side is, I guess, officially done. Back to hair. I'm not sure if my top-down method is working very well for me, personally. Because it seems kind of silly. I feel like I'm working like a printer. Hmm. Hmm. Maybe I should just cover up this eye, to be honest. It would make things easier. Yeah, that definitely makes things easier. Especially for later. I'm gonna have to add more color to her cheeks. So I'm gonna be painting a lot over certain spots anyway. I'm gonna borrow color up here. Go down here. And I think that's how other painters do it. Like what I'm doing here, like putting red in the bottom part of her lip. And just blending that in. So it looks a bit more, I don't want to say realistic. Like, there's blood flow, basically. You know, now that I'm at her face, I'm gonna put some color in here. I think I'm gonna borrow from the lip. And, possibly do a little bit of airbrushing. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Gonna be around the, hair. On this side as well. Okay, so now she has some blush. I'm just gonna put it also on her finger. all of her fingers. And I think a little bit on her ear. At least the tip of her ear. I'm just gonna blend it on her cheek so that it reaches underneath that hair. What is this? Who are you?
It's never been about you. You're free, but cement your feet a statue. Your rules, but you'd rather make up something. You're dead, you were never good for nothing. Double negatives leading me in circles. Twist infinity, you drive me insane. Hit hard, a broken wall. Hit hard, I gave it all.
I'm getting distracted, sorry. Not dawdle. A little bit too far out. Visualization. Make that color a bit subtle. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh man. This is it's kind of struggling a little bit. Waiting. Still waiting. Oh boy. Okay. Damn. Wow. All right, because of the stall out. Yeah. It can get pretty bad. The more I work on this, the more the time lapse has to record. This is black, yeah. Time. Oh man. Wait, 10 more minutes left. Where did time go? Oh, right. This is the part I want to be white. Match the style I'm going for. Aha, we're talking about style again. I want this part to be white. Clean up this part just a little bit. Because this is technically a placeholder line because I prefer to have a lower lid in a sense. A visible lower lid where the bottom lashes would be seen. I'm gonna erase this as much as I can without making the eye look wonky. I wonder if it would be better to use a pen for that one. No, I'll stick with it. I'll stick with my brush. Down. I don't want this to go all the way up. It might look a little strange if I did that. Okay. I like this one. This does not make sense. Yep, that does not make sense at all, actually. Alright. It is officially 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'm spent, honestly. My elbow's hurting, but I have done basically the right side of her face and the... Hold on, let me trace it with my mouse. So I've done this much of her body. So that's somewhat half of her body. Yeah, I did plenty of work, yeah. I think you can see the difference between the paint and the pencil. So once I finish the other side, I'm gonna do more touching up in a new layer so that the old one doesn't get borked if I need it. So always make backup layers, basically. Excuse me. With that being said, I will catch you... Oh, I can't be here tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. I will catch you next time. I'll let you know when. It is going to be somewhat later in the week. Technically, I could do it tomorrow after I come back from my doctor's appointment, but I'll have to see what time slot is best for that. But it's going to be definitely in the afternoon. So, with that being said, thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I will catch you next time, and until then, stay safe and take care.